So hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about some interview questions from IAM. So I have prepared some basic questions. So we will see what is the answer for all these questions one by one. Okay, so it will be helpful for you to brush up the knowledge in AWS IAM. So what is AWS IAM? Okay, so AWS IAM is a AWS resource which is help to manage all the users and authentication in the environment of this AWS account. Here we can create users, policies and roles. Okay, so this is just a simple answer. And the second thing is, what is the main component of an IAM? So first one is user groups, users, roles and policy. These are the four which is very critical in the AWS IAM. So this is the main resources which is for AWS IAM. Okay, so why we use IAM roles in AWS? Okay, so generally we are creating this role, okay, which is consumed by another AWS services, okay, in a different account also. So you can see when we are creating a role, it is asking which service would you like to access. So for example, if I will say, okay, EC2 service should access S3 bucket. So this is the policy. So if you will click this, then you will see. So see here, assume ruled by this ec2.amazonaws.com, and the policy is AWS full access. So when this role we will attach in the EC2, then EC2 can access the S3 bucket without any username and password. So the practical also is available in our YouTube channel. You can have a look. Okay, so why we use IAM policy? Okay, so IAM policy generally we used when we are creating a user and users want to attach some policy. So suppose when you will create any user, test user, and when you will create next, okay, let me auto generate, and next here you have to select the policy, and the policy you can see we have two types of policy, you can say. One is AWS manage and second one is customer manage. So what is AWS manage? AWS manage policy are generated by in the account by AWS. So if you will go to policy section, you can see type. So this all the policy which is coming by default in the account, it is managed by AWS. When we are creating a policy, okay, so this policy called as customer level policy, okay, customer managed policies. Okay, hope you liked it. And after that, our next question is, what is the difference between IAM user and IAM role? So IAM user is something which is using by us. We are logging in the console and we are doing some activity, and IAM role is consumed by the AWS service. So how we can secure access key in AWS IAM? So to secure the access key, what we have to do, suppose you have this user, okay, and you have some secret key here, okay. So the best practice is we have to rotate this after very frequently, after 6 months or maybe 3 months, to generate a new keys and use it the new keys. We have to rotate these things. We don't have to keep a single username till a long time, okay, it might be compromised. So we have to rotate this time by time. Okay, so best practice for managing IAM policy. Okay, so best practice means whenever we are creating a policy, okay, we should give low, I mean very minimum access to the user. So suppose if we user want S3 access and he want to just upload some data, then we should give suppose list access, and only from here we can give get access so that he can download, and here we can go put object. And in resource also we should specify some single bucket. So by this, what he will give, he will give a minimum access, he will give a minimum access. So this is the best practice. We should always give minimum access to the users so that our accounts will be more secure. Okay, so use IAM groups in AWS. So as we know, we can create, once again, as we know, we can create AWS group. Once again, let me go to your section. Okay, so here we can group. Okay, and we can attach to this user. So a user can be member of 10 maximum groups. Okay, not more than that. So it is very useful. We don't have to assign policy to the user manually. It is coming by group. So by this user is, this is helpful. So how to set up MFA? This lecture is already published in our YouTube channel. You can go through it. Okay, and this rotation credential we already discussed. So how we can create IAM role also. Just now I have shown you how we can create. From here we can create role, and this is consumed by another AWS service. Okay, and how to use conditions policy. Okay, so conditions also I have explained in a video, and that is a very useful video. You can go through that video, okay, in our section, and you will get more idea in the practical use cases. So how would you create a IAM policy to grant full access to Amazon S3 resources? Okay, so here what we have to do, we have to create a role. Okay, and here we have to create role for another account. Okay, and then we can put the account number, and then we can give permissions so that they can access AWS resource without any username and password. Okay, I mean they can assume this role from their account and they can access the resource. If you want video, you can comment me, I will make a video for you. Okay, so that's it for this basic knowledge of this AWS IAM. Okay, hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next lecture.